I am Tim with Golf Cart Garage. I am a member of the Gearheads on Demand service that we offer at Golf Cart Garage. Gearheads on Demand is a service that we offer where you can schedule a phone call with me, you can schedule a video session with me to talk about golf cart issues or try to help you out with any of your golf cart issues that you're having. We are live right now. This is Thursday, May the 5th, 12 o'clock noon Central Time. We are only live today on Facebook. We're still having little problems with the YouTube channel, but they're working on it. And I can assure you next week we'll be live on Facebook and YouTube, but today we're only live on Facebook. We come here every week. This is episode 33. Today is episode 33. We come here every week and we answer people's questions that I have gathered throughout the week or that some of the team members have gathered for me. And we discuss them on the air. We discuss them live. And we also talk to some live people in the live chat. So anybody in the live chat watching, say something in the live chat, and I'll get to you in just a minute. Well, it looks like that's about it for the beginning. So we're going to get started with the questions, see if we can help some people out, maybe save them some money. So let's get started here. Question number 1. My friend has an electric cart that when you try to turn the steering wheel left, the tires don't turn, but something feels like it's slipping or clicking. It turns to the right, okay. Is the problem at the top of the steering column or somewhere down below? It could be in like 3 places, what you're hearing. If you're actually hearing something slip and you feel it in the steering wheel, your steering wheel is on a splined shaft, right where the steering wheel is mounted to the steering column. That's a splined shaft. Could be slipping there. At the other end of your steering column, there's a universal joint before it goes to the steering rack. There's a universal joint that is on the splined shaft. Could be slipping there. Further on down, it connects to the steering rack itself. Your steering rack it's what they call rack and pinion. It's got a rack with gears on it and another gear that rolls on that and makes your steering go that way, and then it rolls the other direction and makes your steering go that way. So it's probably there. That's probably where the slipping is it's slipping on some gears. But you need to figure out which one of the 3 spots that it's in that it's actually slipping. Number 2, this is from Jeremy. Club car 48 volt 2001. My club car will no longer climb inclines as it did just a few months ago. Before it would either go or at least spin the tires trying. Now it just completely stops and then a slight burning smell. I've load tested my batteries and the lowest reading was 7.52 of one of the 6 units. Any ideas? Well, the bad part about it is the burning smell. That's where I would be concentrating on first. Now, 2001, you could have a couple of different electrical systems. In 2001, you could have the mechanical forward and reverse lever, where it's just a lever that you have to move you got to move it 3 or 4 inches to put it in reverse and 3 or 4 inches to put it in forward. Now those, if it's that electrical system, then that forward and reverse lever could be done. It could be toast. I mean, literally, because you said it was burning. But that may need to get replaced. I've seen those get to the point where they start heating up and cooling down, heat up and cool down every time you drive the car. All your amps goes through that type of forward and reverse lever. So that's where I would be suspicious of, and you can replace that as a whole unit, replace the whole thing, and just you can replace the whole thing with new micro switches if you want to, or you can transfer your old micro switches onto the new forward and reverse switch. But that is a place where I have smelled burning smell before after they have gotten old and that could also be affecting your power. That could be everything. Now, if you have another type of electrical system, other than that one in your car with the mechanical forward and reverse, then it could be something else. We'd have to get into see if your controller might be smelling. So that would be my suspicious, is your forward and reverse lever. And also, I mean, how old are your batteries? Because batteries can go out. You could have a cell drop out on you that could be causing your symptoms, but it wouldn't be causing the burning smell. So I'd want to figure out the burning smell first, and then we'd go ask questions about your batteries. Okay, let's see. Number 3. This is from Mike. My batteries died completely over the winter. My charger started at 13 amps and is coming down, but after 48 hours, still not dropping below 6 amps. The cart runs strong, but wondering how long should leave it charging if the amps don't drop further pretty soon. Well, since your batteries went completely dead, like you said, that can cause some problems. That can cause some problems that may or may not be able to be recovered. So it's very unlikely that your OBC just went out because your batteries went dead. So I'm not going to jump on that right away. I would, in fact, since you said the car runs strong, I would try to do in 48 hours. That's if you really have left the charger running 48 hours and it didn't shut off. That's not good. That's not a good sign. It's either going to be a battery issue or an OBC issue, one or the other. But since your batteries went dead, that's why I'm leaning more toward it's a battery issue. They could be really, really sulfated, and they might not be allowing the last bit of that charge to go in. What I would do first is that I would drive the car several times and do several charge cycles. But don't ever let it go 48 hours. Let it go 16 hours at the most. Like just plug it in at night and then check it the next day. If it's not off, then unplug it, go drive the car again, use it ever how you want to use it. See if you can get those batteries back up to where they needed to be after being completely dead. And you may be able to recover them if it's a battery issue. Let's see. Number 4. This is from Barry. Rebuilding a 97 Club Car DS. I have replaced wiring with IQ harness, micro switch with upgrade, solenoid with heavy duty upgrade, forward and reverse switch to toggle switch and contactor, all battery and wires IQ controller and motor. I just got it to run last night for the first time. It only runs for a few seconds, then stops until I press the accelerator again in forward and reverse. The new harness has the connections for speed sensor. The motor did not come with one. My old motor did not have one either. Could this be the problem? Well, that definitely could be the problem, because if you're going to convert a 97 DS to the IQ system, you have to fully convert it to the IQ system. That would include the controller, which you did, the wiring harness, the motor, and the speed sensor, and the toggle switch for the forward and reverse. So it would include all of those things. So you have to fully commit to converting it to the IQ system when you're going to convert to IQ. And that, yes, the motor wouldn't have to have a speed sensor. Okay, number 5. I have a 2013 EZGO that stops after driving only a short distance, perhaps 200 yards. What could be the reason for this? Well, there could be several reasons. Could be batteries, could be cable connections, could be controller. I'd have to ask a few more questions, but I'd want to eliminate your batteries as being the issue first. And is the car, I need to ask questions about, is the car lifted, because that would give me a hint that maybe the controller is getting too hot. So it could be several reasons. So I just would need more information. And if you would like to schedule a call or a video session with me, you can click the link in the description. It will take you to the scheduling page for the Gearheads on Demand, and we can talk about that some more. Okay, number 6 is from James. 2003 and a half club car, all original except batteries. Live on a hilly course. The cart has lost its get up and go. Where do I start? Trojan batteries on their 3rd season. Can you help? Well, they're on their 3rd season, so they're 3 years old. You say it's just lost some of its get up and go. So the first thing that I would want to do on your year cart, you have a certain type of potentiometer there. If your cart is an IQ of that year, let's see, what was the year there? It was a 2003 and a half. Yeah, it could easily be an IQ system at 2003.5. Club car can actually plug in their computer to a diagnostic port. Your car has a diagnostic port on it. A club car dealer can take their specialty computer, they have a little computer, they can plug it into your diagnostic port, and they can check your mcor for 100% output. What I have seen in some 2002's IQ cars is that, you know, the accelerator pedal, when you press it, it's lots of metal and lots of aluminum and lots of metal moving parts as you press the accelerator. And what is happening is that it's turning a metal rod that is connected inside the mcor. Well, sometimes those connection points in the metals that the accelerator pedal linkages are touching, they're constantly being rubbed back and forth, back and forth. It's metal to metal contact. Well, they wear out, and that causes the mcor shaft, when you're turning the rod, it turns into the mcor, not to go all the way to where it did when it was brand new. It tends to go, in other words, your mcor signal that it's putting out to the controller becomes less and less and less over time as the accelerator pedal linkages wear out. So what I'm suggesting is that you get Club Car to plug in their computer, check your mcor for 100% output, and you might be surprised. It might not be putting out 100%. You might have to replace some of those metal contacts so the mcor will go back to 100% like it did when it was new, and that'll get all your get up and go back. Number 7. My golf cart turns on and shows a full charge when hooked up to the charger, but will not turn on when I take it off the charger. Not 100% sure that I understand your question, but my question would be, you know, what is your battery voltages? You know, take individual readings off of your batteries. Make sure that you don't have a battery that's way out of whack, or your whole battery pack voltage is way too low to turn your charger on. I mean, does the solenoid click when you touch the accelerator pedal on your golf cart? Turn the key on, touch the accelerator pedal. Does the solenoid click? I mean, I would have a lot of questions like that. So if you would like to schedule an appointment with me, I could ask all those questions. Just click the link in the description. All right, number 8. My golf cart will not go forward. The battery is charged up. What could be wrong? Well, are we talking about electric or a gas cart? It sounds like you said the battery is not charged up. So could we be talking about a gas car there? It could be lots of things. If it's a gas car, it could be lots of things. It could be your pedal micro switch, the accelerator pedal micro switch is not activating the solenoid to close to start the starter generator. It could be that if it's a gas car. If it's an electric car, it could be you have a battery cable that is off or that is corroded to the point where it's not actually connected anymore. It could be the micro switch in that electrical system. It could be it's not called the pedal stop switch. It's going to be a micro switch inside the potentiometer of whatever year and make you have. It just could be a number of things. Let's see. Number 9. Bought a Yamaha Drive 2 a year ago. When it was new, it was quick off the line and ever quicker on the long run. Now it's slow off the line and mediocre on the long run. What could be causing this change? Well, my first thought would be it could be a change in your battery condition. You know, I know you've had it for a year, but something might have changed there, because it's very unlikely that anything else has changed that is causing that type of symptom. So that would be the first thing that I would be looking at, is just to you might end up having to get your batteries tested at a golf cart shop with a discharge machine. I know I've talked about a discharge machine before, but it's a big discharge. It's a big machine that's the opposite of a charger. It is a load tester, but it's a load tester for your entire battery pack at once. It simulates you going full throttle on your golf cart. That's what it does. It simulates that, but at the same time, there's a timer going off. and depending on how long that discharge machine can run on your battery pack, depending on how long it can stay running, a golf cart shop can give you a really good idea of how good your battery pack is as a whole on that given day. I mean, they would, because batteries can die, you know, a cell can go out at any minute, but on that given day, they can tell you, well, your batteries are fine, so your problem is somewhere else. But if your battery pack only goes, you know, just a certain amount of minutes, just a few minutes or something on the discharge machine, then you have a battery issue, and they should be able to help you with that too. Let's see, number 10. I have a 2000 EZGO TXT 36 volt. Recently the accelerator micro switch went bad. When replacing it, I also changed the throttle inducer. It's called the inductive throttle. And the solenoid, 36 volt, all seemed to work well, and it was acting like new. While running at full throttle, it shut down and now will not move. I'm at a loss where to start troubleshooting. Well, is this my first question would be, is this a lifted car? And I wonder how that micro switch went bad. There's a couple of ways that I know you can pop that micro switch, and one of them is put the diode on the solenoid backwards. It'll pop that micro switch. If the diode on the solenoid between the two small posts is backwards, it will pop that micro switch in that car. I always like to start with batteries first. You said it shut down and it won't move. I'd have the same questions. I want to know what your battery readings are. I want to know if your solenoid is clicking when you touch the accelerator pedal, because if it is, then that micro switch is fine. You know, the one that you just replaced. The ITS or inductive throttle sensor that you replaced, was it one of the really, I would have questions like, is it one of the really cheap ones off of Amazon or somewhere like that? Because there are some real, the price range for those is crazy. I mean, it's a very wide price range. So I would be suspicious of one that was really inexpensive also. Let's see. All right. Let me pop over here to the live chat on Facebook. Looks like we got Billy Strawn. What's up, Billy from Oklahoma? Let's see, we talked a little bit about me changing my potentiometer. I seen where they don't make the mcor for my 99 DS anymore, but could get the new mcor for it and then buy the conversion kit. Am I totally wrong, or is this the case? Give me tips or tidbits. Let's see, I believe, Billy, I think you're totally right. Well, first of all, 99 DS, did that even have an mcor, or did they start in 99 or 2000? But yeah, you do need to get the conversion kit, that's for sure. And you're going to be, I'm assuming that you're going to see, are you changing your car over to IQ? I don't remember. I know I spoke with you, but I was trying to remember. Are you trying to change to IQ? If so, then yeah, you're definitely going to want to get the mcor 4 and buy the conversion kit. Let's see here. Let's see, question. We'll go back to questions. I'll get back to Billy in just a second. Let's go on question 11. I have a 𝗵𝗵𝗿𝗵 vehicle which is built from a club car. The mechanic told me that club cars have a sleep mode if it has not been used for a while. Mine seems to be going to sleep very often, and I need to know how to fix it. Well, it depends on what you mean by sleep mode. They do have a sleep mode, but they go into sleep mode a lot. I mean, that's normal. They go into sleep mode every time it's not being used. Like sometimes when you take your charger, you disconnect your charger from a club car, and you get on it real quick, and you hit the gas pedal and turn the key and put it in forward. Nothing happened until sometimes you have to let off and press it again, and then you'll hear the solenoid click. That's because it was in sleep mode. It just took it as just a little bit of time for it to just wake it back up. But they do that all the time. They do that every time, as far as I know. That happens every time they're inactive. So I'm wondering what your car is doing. I need more description on what you mean. Is it if it's going to sleep and staying asleep for a long time, you know, and you're having a lot of difficulty waking it back up? Because it should only take a push of your foot to wake it back up, and maybe twice. Once, nothing, then let off and push one more time, and then it'll wake it back up. And that would be normal operation. Okay. This one is from Janie. Let me get back to Billy over here first on Facebook. Okay, yeah, your 99 DS Billy has a V-Glide right now. I'm changing everything, motor controller, everything. All right, so are you changing it to an IQ system? That would be my question. Okay, now number 12 from Janie. Good evening. I'm on a 97 Club Car DS. I bought the cart with 6 new Continental 8-volt batteries and upgraded electrical motor products 3.8 motor. Car has a FSIP 700 amp controller. The car also has a 6-inch lift with 23-inch tires. The original controller was a Curtis 1204, and the cart ran great with it and all the original equipment, just a little sluggish on hills. Since upgrading, the cart has noticeably more instant torque, but seems to have slowed 2 to 3 miles an hour on the same semi-flat road. This is a series cart, and I realize there are limitations, but I expected more than 15 to 17 after the upgrades. I was at 17 to 19 before all the upgrades, and on that slope, my speed dropped approximately 4 miles an hour. I contacted FSIP and verified how to adjust the controller, and everything seems to be maxed out. Is my motor holding me back at this point? I just don't understand how I lost mid to high range power with all the new upgrades. Well, I'm glad that you talked with FSIP and they verified that your controller is going max, you know, is going wide open, because that's what I would have wanted to do. Now, at this point, I tell you what, I know the company that did your motor. They also did my motor in my golf cart, EMP, Electrical Motor Products. At this point, you might want to get on the phone with Chuck and just see at EMP and see what he says about your situation. Tell him about your upgrades and everything that you have going on. Also, make sure you tell him that you've already talked to FSIP about your controller and then all that's been verified. So that's where I would be going, because you know he built that motor. He built that motor for a specific purpose, and he knows what speeds that it should have provided you with your situation. You know, with your tire size and your amps that you have available. He could give you a more accurate answer to your question, I believe. Okay, let's see, number 13. '86 EZGO TXT golf cart rear brakes. The lever that the brake cable connects to, is that supposed to be tight? There's a lever that your brake cable connects to on the inside of the brake hub, you know, at the rear of the cart. That lever is pretty tight. If you mean, should you be able to move that lever with your hands? Probably not. It's pretty tight. That's why it takes a cable to move it, because it's pressing those, when that lever's moving, you're trying to expand those brake shoes inside that drum, and those brake shoes are held together with some springs. I've got thunderstorms moving through. I don't know if you can hear that or not. Hopefully my electricity holds up. But those brake shoes are held together with some pretty strong strings, so that lever is pretty tight, yes. Let's see, Billy, I'm looking at your stuff on Facebook again. Not sure exactly what IQ means in an IQ system. I'm ordering a 𝗵𝗏𝗏 controller and doing the AC motor conversion, also new battery and charger. I am almost 100% sure that the 𝗵𝗏𝗏𝗏s, they require you have to change your cart to an IQ first, because all of their conversion kits are designed to be around an IQ system, unless your car is a series. but you're going with the AC conversion. I'm almost sure that you have to change to an IQ first. I remember speaking with 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝘆 about that, so I'm pretty sure that you're going to be doing an IQ. Okay, number 14 is where we're at. The red and yellow light are on constantly on this maintainer tender trickle charger 48 volts. When does the green light come on? What's the difference between the maintain and maintaining lights? I don't know exactly which maintainer or trickle charger you're talking about, but there's kind of a misconception out there when it comes to these maintainer / trickle chargers. They're very inexpensive, by the way, and a lot of people buy them. But they're under the wrong impression. They're under the impression that they say, oh, this is a lot less expensive than a regular golf cart charger, so why don't I just get it since my golf cart charger's broke or whatever. Well, those maintainer / trickle chargers, they're not actually designed to charge a battery pack. They're actually designed to be used on a battery pack that's already fully charged. It's only for somebody that has a working golf cart charger, and they fully charge their cart, and the charger shuts off. So then they unplug their cart and they put the trickle charger or the maintainer on it, and then they go away for 6 months. That's how they're designed to be used. And a lot of people are using them in the wrong way, and they're getting results out of it that they weren't expecting, or they're not getting results out of it at all because they're actually trying to charge their golf cart with it. Well, what I'm saying is that you need to charge your golf cart first and then use those maintainers, and you may find that the green lights come on and everything works like it should. Let's see here, number 15. I have a Yamaha G19 and I put a 6-inch lift on it, and now the back frame sits at a steeper angle. Do you have something to correct this? There's not a kit that I know of for that correction. G19s, they use coilover shocks, so you've got springs on your shocks that are holding the rear end up. They don't have leaf springs. They just got coilover springs. Now, if it bothers you so really bad that if the rear is up way too high, and if that bothers you, you could get your springs adjusted. Like you could get a welder to cut off the top section of your spring, and it would lower the rear of that cart down. You might consider doing something like that. Other than that, I don't know of a kit available in order to do that. Let's see here. Hi Tim, this is from Robert. I have a 2008 DS club car, installed 8-to-1 gears, 𝗷𝗶𝗃𝗃 gears. Speed went from 22 to 13. Gears are correct. Graziano G style rear end. Would bad brushes cause this problem? It ran perfect before. Now wait a minute. You had installed 8-to-1s and your speed went from 22 to 13. Okay. Well, that's not what should have happened if everything you're telling me is correct. First of all, how was you going 22 to begin with on stock gears? That's pretty fast. I mean, you used 22. That means everything was working really good if you were doing 22 before. And you put 8-to-1s in it, your car should be faster than 22, not slower. And you're saying you went to 13. Are you sure you put 8-to-1s in it? Because they make lower speed gear sets too. The Graziano is a good rear end. I've even run 6-to-1s in a Graziano, but any of that is dependent on your battery pack also. Now, Could your battery pack be that bad your car slowed down? It can't pull the 8-to-1 gears? Because when you put 8-to-1s in there from your stock gear ratio, which was 12.44 to 1, what you essentially did is you made it more difficult for the motor to turn the car, to make the car roll. You made it more difficult because you're riding around in like second gear instead of first gear when you change that gear ratio to 8-to-1s. Now, if you slowed down that much, I would have suspicions about the batteries. I mean, is it your batteries dragging, or is it dragging your batteries down? But to answer your question about the brushes, no, I don't see that as being a problem at all. You either have a battery issue going on, that your batteries are weak and you didn't know it, and it's only showing up now since you put higher speed gears in there, or you put lower speed gears in there accidentally. I don't know. There's got to be one of those. Let's see. I'm on number 17. Let me see back here. All right, Billy. Thank you for coming in on the chat, man. Yeah, go to number 17. See, do I have to program the OBC for a new AGM battery charger? Previous charger worked with the AGM batteries installed in July, but it started to output max high current, then crowbar or overcurrent shut off, so assumed transformer may have died. It was original charger that came with the cart in 2008. All right, you got a choice here. The original setup that came with your cart in 2008 would be the power drive charger for club car, and then your car has an OBC on it that works in conjunction with your charger. That system was designed to charge lead acid batteries, okay, wet lead acid batteries. You have to understand, AGM batteries are lead acid batteries, but they're not dry. The AGM stands for absorbed glass mat. There's a glass like a sponge inside each of those cells, and that sponge is filled with acid, but the sponge contains all the acid. So that's why some people call it dry. It's not actually dry, but it's just it's a sponge filled with acid inside each one of those cells. Now, AGM batteries take a different charging profile than wet lead acid batteries do. It's not a real big difference in the charging profile, but it is different, and you will harm AGM batteries over time if you charge them with a system that is not designed to charge AGM batteries. You will harm them over time. It'll work temporarily, or it might, who knows how long temporarily actually is going to be, because it's hard to put a gauge on how much you'll be harming them. But I can assure you, AGMs do take a different charging algorithm than wet lead acid. So in your case, what you would need to do it correctly would be to bypass your onboard computer. You need to bypass it, electrically bypass it. We sell little kits in order for you to be able to do that, and then get a battery charger that is designed to charge AGM batteries if you insist on running AGM batteries in there. That would be the best way to do it, where you wouldn't have any problems. Let's see, number 18. Bought a 2022 EZGO Liberty yesterday, and it only goes 20 miles an hour. Do you offer something to speed this car up? '22 EZGO Liberty, nice, very nice. I've seen them. We're talking lithium, forward-facing seats, 2 forward-facing seats. Awesome car, the latest and greatest from EZGO. Because that's so new, I don't really think that we're going to have anything yet on our website that would be able to speed your car up. But I guarantee you that you call back over to the EZGO dealer, and they'll have some options for you that may just include them plugging in a computer and making some adjustments to your controller, because your controller is most likely programmable on that car. I actually don't know, since it's so new. but I would assume that it is, that it's programmable to a certain point, and they could speak, because that's going to be a really popular neighborhood cart because of the design of the two forward-facing seats and everything. That's going to be a real popular cart, so there's going to be lots of people that need that cart sped up for neighborhood use, you know, to be a street legal vehicles, needs to be able to run, you know, it needs to be able to run close to 35, you know, if it's going to be street legal. So I understand your dilemma, but I would be checking with EZGO on that one first. Let's see. Anybody else in the live chat? Say something in the live chat. We're about getting ready to get out of here. So if you're in the live chat, say something in the live chat. Let's see. Also, before we go, remember to go to golfcartgarage.com. Look for this logo. You'll find this logo. It's an Extreme Golf Cart Makeover Season 2 with Dave. You still have a chance to enter. They're going to be giving away cash and prizes. You still have a chance to enter to get in on some of that. So remember to look for this Extreme Golf Cart Makeover Season 2. Also, if you feel like you need to schedule an appointment with me to talk about your golf cart related issues, or any issue at all, in fact, just schedule an appointment with me. Click the link in the description, and I'll see if I can help you out, maybe save you some money. That link in the description will take you to the scheduling page where all the time slots that are available will show up. You can pick a convenient time slot. You can schedule just a phone call with me where I will call you at whatever time that you picked. You can schedule a video session where I'll send you a link to your smartphone, and all you do, once the link arrives at the time that you picked, you just click the link, and then I can see through your camera, and I can see what you're pointing at if you feel like you need to show me something. It doesn't always take a video call to help people out, but sometimes it comes in handy. So remember to do that. Let's see. Looks like that's going to be about it. Thanks everybody for coming. Thank everybody for watching in the live chat. Thank you, Billy, for coming in on the live chat. We will see everybody next week, and the garage is now closed.